All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of The Big Sad. I'm your host, Jason Johnson, along with
Jack Neal
and
Blake Bolton.
Hell yeah, boys. How's it going?
Good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm having to drink this Electrolyte Zero Blue Raspberry, where I got it from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Because I literally feel like my knees are about to fall out. I'm like, I'm getting old or dehydrated.
Yeah.
I don't know which one yet.
Speaking of, man, that's wild you bring that up because that's something that I was looking at today. I was at the VA getting my dental appointment done, and I was looking around, man, and you're used to seeing like super old veterans, you know, you're used to seeing the guys that have battle injuries. You know, that's common. But there was a multitude of men and women in that place, 30 to 50 years old, blown out knees and blown out hips. Shoulders blown out. It's just crazy to me. They're having these, like, I met a guy today. He was 35 years old. He's had both of his knees replaced.
Why does that blow you away?
Well, just
Bunch
because.
of crybabies.
It's a lot of rocks overseas.
Well, just because, you know. I mean, I think when you're in it, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that retirement starts at 20 years. It's a young man's fucking game, man. I didn't, because, you know, like I walk
for 20 years.
Well, you can retire depending upon what rank you make, anywhere from 20 to 30 years in. So, you know, if you make the highest rank, then you can stay in up to 30.
I just got excited. I was like, I could have retired 10 years ago. But
No, you got to play a career mode and World War III potentials.
got to blow out a bunch of stuff, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
it's
sucks.
fucking crazy, man. Because, you know, I'm looking at, you know, young people that are having like old man disease. Of course, I'm one of them, and I don't even think about that, you know, until I'm walking around the VA and I see all these people. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. These people are my age. Yeah, we are fucked up, you know.
That is fun. I was like, I was like, where's the blown away part?
Yeah. Because I think it becomes such a part of your life, you know. You don't think about it. It's just, okay, this is common. You know, it was nothing to see, you know, some kid who's a senior airman, he's been in 3 years, and he's walking around with a knee brace on already because he's fixing to have surgery on a knee that's blown out completely, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's nuts.
If it can happen to athletes, it can happen to soldiers.
Yeah. You know, I mean, shit happens all the time, I guess, but I guess I just don't think of it as, you know, to me, it was my job. It's just, I woke up every morning, went to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, you were over there, but I felt like it was a true statement. You're walking on a lot of rocks and gravel.
That is very true. That is very, very
My
true.
feet and knees are killing me. I work in the hill country.
And they don't have what are they, Homas, Konas? What are your shoes?
Yeah. And actually, dude.
What are they again?
I don't know. What are they called?
We are combat boots that have several different companies that make them now.
Yeah.
Dude, before I got out, Converse had come out with combat boots. Nike.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That they all want to make.
Yeah. Because,
That's like the
it's
people
guaranteed
that-
money, you know.
It's like the people that made the first astronaut suits was Playtex, the
Yeah.
underwear company.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking of like a pair of Converse fucking
Lace up top to bottom, black and white.
Yeah, exactly.
With the rubber toes.
And they're still saying all the same. I can't believe we did this with no ankle support.
Yeah, it still has just a completely flat bottom. Nothing, you know.
Exactly.
A little waffle shape in it.
I could see Nike getting in on that.
Yeah, they did, man, and they make some pretty decent boots. It's still not my choice. There's some companies that have been making boots for the military for years, and they've just, in my opinion, perfected them. But of course, I've been out 10 years now, so there may be something that's just blowing that shit out of the water now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What about flip flops?
that'd be awesome. Just show up in flip flops and shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But slides, if you have the type that go in between your toes, you got to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thongs.
I hate those.
All of our landing vehicles are just VW microbuses. We just get out with Hawaiian shirts, shorts, and flip flops on. heard you boys want to fuck around, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be kind of more intimidating. I think.
I don't know what would be scarier. You got these guys and all this gear and shit hopping off, or you just got a guy that just shows up like, hey, fuck around and find out, buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn, now I'm thinking we should aren't they like banning trans people from joining the military?
That's it.
Throw them and let like cross dressers and all
dude.
that. That'd terrify the shit out of some third world country that doesn't have their eyes open.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you got a 6'7" Kathy show up.
I don't know. They may be the belle of the ball from what I hear about that culture. Could be wrong. I don't know.
Touche.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, that shit, it's pissing off some people I know because they're like, they let him in. Then he said, put him out. Then we got Biden, let him in. Then now he's saying, put him out.
Yeah.
They are tired of just make a fucking decision.
Yeah.
And let it stand. You know, because they're just tired of, okay, now we got to implement all this stuff. Because what comes along with that is every fucking time they make a decision like that, like whenever they decided to get rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and gays could serve openly.
I thought we were talking about Mexicans the whole time.
Oh, no.
Apologies.
They have this too. It's, but every time that happens, there has to be you have to go through a training.
Yeah.
Hey, here are the things you can and can't say. These are the things we're not going to do, and shit like that.
Yeah. You think they just tell
cultural awareness, basically.
You think they tell HR like, don't delete it out of the trash pile?
Absolutely.
Just keep it.
Keep it in the recycling bin.
Someone's gonna come along and put it all back in, implement it all again. Yeah.
The thing that gets me though is there are going to be those people that joined the military while it was okay, and now they've been in 3-4 years, 2-3-4 years, and they think, okay, yeah, this is my career, and you're gone based on an old shit that nobody really gives a fuck about.
It would be curious to see the numbers because if like there's probably like a dozen. Like, why don't we ask them? Why don't we ask them what they want to do?
Oh yeah,
it's not that many fucking people, to be honest. And it's like, I did have a friend of mine. He runs a shop at one of the bases, and he did say that there have been a couple of instances of people that were not trans, but they were using that as a way to bring attention to themselves, and they were claiming to be things that they weren't. 2 weeks ago they were this, and then now they're non-binary, and then suddenly whenever they're being told that, well, now your people can't be in this anymore, they're not that anymore.
That's crazy.
Their need to catch attention is gone.
You can still valor but still be in the military? I've never heard of
Absolutely.
that before. That's insane. Yeah. I want to go around to shopping malls now and do a stealing valor to trans people.
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get that wig? That ain't going to work.
Are you really transitioning?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really feel like a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name brand on those heels? See, you don't even know.
Where did you serve? Did you used to go to Stonewall Club? I never saw you there. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. No, there's
It's a shame. People have put their lives on the line for this, you piece of shit. Sir, can you please leave the JC Penney's? All right. I apologize.
Speaking of, if I'm white and gay, do I have gay white pride? Or am I a white gay with pride? So I'd be white gay pride. And can white gays have pride because white pride is so bad?
Man.
It's a confusing fucking world these days if you're a leftist.
I'm
That
gonna
was
have to
just-
pray about that one.
That was
I don't
just a
know.
confusing statement. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit me with too many. That was a woodchuck question.
Yeah. Woodchuck, good joke. Well, I never thought of that.
If a gay white man could have pride, how much pride could a white gay man have?
Good for you for pulling that one out.
I almost want to fucking end the podcast. Fuck it, man. We're putting out a 10-minute podcast.
Felt left out with the stolen trans valor.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of one then. So.
Well, you switched that theory, dude. I'd have still been lost in these woods trying to put together that riff.
That shit was good, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny to me, you know, the shit that's just happening that is this back and forth shit because we've split into this thing, you know. And so like with the trans people in the military, you know, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it, man. Just
they can also, I mean, the beauty now is you can just go into private security and just apparently guard a fucking comedy club.
Yeah.
You'll be set for life. Hell, there was the private security outside of a Kendra Scott store that almost fucking shot me for going in there at 9:01. Yeah. We're closed. All right. Well, you have a grenade launcher on you. Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah. You can do that, I guess. Yeah, just go be a private security. But I'm trying to think of who you would. I mean, RuPaul seems too obvious, but maybe
who would be the spokesperson?
Well, if you were a trans that got into private security because you got kicked out of the military, like who would you guard? And RuPaul seems like the obvious but too obvious one,
right?
But I can't think of anybody else. Any other cool trans? Which is RuPaul. I've heard.
No.
RuPaul's not.
RuPaul's a drag queen. Yeah. I was sitting here the whole time going.
It was adorable that you tried, though.
I was like, just hand him a shovel. Let him dig a little deeper here. Yeah.
Here's the problem. Is I'm trying just to dive into this world, but I can't. You know, I'm trying to be not exclusive. That's not the right word either.
Inclusive.
Inclusive. There you go. Mm-hmm. I'm trying just to talk.
You're trying to exclude people.
Believe it or not, I'm trying to have a serious conversation about trans private security.
There's LGBTQIA, and they all hate each other.
That's the truth.
That's the way it goes. I've got so many like gay friends like that I've talked to, and I'll ask, you know,
what's
what's LGBTQIA? I forget what the IA is. They added that, or they'll just say plus and LGBTQ plus.
Maybe it's
I can't
AI.
remember. But yeah, man.
And we're like, AI has rights now.
Every question you ask, it just directs you into a LGBTQ answer.
Yeah. It's so funny though, because like my friend, he'll tell me about, oh yeah, you know, the lesbians and the gays are fighting about this one. The lesbians don't like the trans because they're like, you're not really women, you don't get it, you know, because there's, I guess, trans that are transitioning to be women but still want to sleep with women, and they're like, fuck you, you can't do that. That's our gig, you know. And I'm like. It's so funny to me how much they fight. And then he'll update me sometimes too on like, well, the otters don't like the twinks right now. It's even within the individual letters. Now there's those subgroups and they're all fighting with each other, you know, and it's fucking hilarious to me. It is, because I've talked about it on stage before, but it's like we got so many fucking labels and groups that we're in, and we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck are we sitting here arguing with each other over what labels and groups we need to be in when we're just all fucked?
Yeah, we're all broke.
If you ain't got any fucking like major fucking money, you're fucked. And so, you know, there's nothing going to come in your way to help you.
Yeah.
You know.
I disagree. I'm chilling, dude.
That's because your girl lives out of town.
Yeah.
The minute you move in.
You've also got a fucking apartment that just fucking on levelized billing that just reduced you by $300 a month.
Yeah, you were just saying nothing's coming your way.
But that's not like happening to anyone else in this town. You're the first fucking human being that I've like. Everyone else is like, I don't know how the fuck can charge $2,400 a month for a 2-bedroom in this town. Like all of a sudden you walk up, You fall in shit and come out smelling like a rose every fucking time, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, but that rose is about to throw shit back at them at the end of the year when they go, "Oh, we were undercharging you this whole time, and we need this."
We fucked up.
Lease has been signed.
Yeah, he did. They
It's
both
official.
signed the lease, so yeah, they can't fucking come out.
Here's the secret. Bitch at the fucking office. Send them emails.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, this is bullshit. I've been here for years. I've been nothing but good to you.
Yeah.
Help me out. Throw me a bone. And they did. Big bone.
Yeah,
Big
a
bone.
very big one. That's you did well, my man.
And I'm taking the over as doing that. Big bone's going to come back and fuck you.
Yeah,
In
promise.
theory, this is my final lease there. But what do you mean?
I've just been fucked over by so
some
many
I
legal
gave him-
landlord somewhere.
Yeah, then what are you going to do? You going to take them to court to be like, I signed this lease. They're hitting me with this paper or this money I owe them.
I just feel like there's no way they can say I owe them money. Worst case scenario is at the end of the lease, they're like, all right, you have stains in your carpet. We're going to keep your security deposit. And I'm like, all right, I give you
Which they're gonna
$200.
do anyway.
Yeah,
I gave you $200
doesn't matter.
4 years ago.
I don't think I've ever. I take that back. I've gotten one security deposit back.
I've gotten all of mine back.
Really?
But this is the first time that I don't give a shit.
That's
I've been putting nails in the walls.
fucking tism right there, man.
Yeah.
You got
What a
you got a
rebel.
security.
I used to, I used to do,
Oh, wow.
a fucking nail in your wall. I hung up a photo.
Yeah, I hung up a
that
picture
shows
of my parents.
that shows how fucking clean I kept my old shit. It was command strips all the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, anytime I moved somewhere, I would walk in and take a video and just video every square inch and file that away.
You're smart because you're doing the shit that people tell you to do.
Yeah.
People have told me to do that shit. I'm like, I don't do this shit. I'm fucking tired. They're
Yeah.
gonna fuck me. I'm like you. They're gonna fuck me over anyway. So why the fuck go through all this pain and heartache
Yeah.
doing that shit?
On like this really ghetto apartment I had, I walked in, there was a candle stain, but I was so desperate to get out of my living
What the
situation.
hell's a candle stain?
Someone was getting freaky. They knocked the melted candle over, and it stained all over the carpet. It's just cooked
Yeah.
in there pretty much. And so I wrote that on the
The wax
paperwork.
gets into
Never-
the nap of the carpet and dries up.
All right, y'all are way kinkier than I am. That's insane that's just you breezed past that as, a candle stain in the carpet.
They
That makes sense for kinky people and people from the 1920s or 1820s that had fucking, I don't know, whenever candles were a big thing. That's
Oh,
just,
okay.
Yeah.
I saw where you're going. That's okay. Hey, you had that one riff earlier. That was great.
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know what they were doing to make these or using these candles for. Maybe they were. I don't know. Maybe they were carnies doing the hand dip thing. You know, they practice them. I wrote that shit though on the Lisa papers of like big red ass candle mix in the carpet.
Yeah.
When I left, they hit me back. They're like, "We're not giving you that back because the candle mix in the apartment on the floor." I'm like, go back and read the initial report that I wrote for y'all. And they were like, "Oh, we lost that." I'm like,
Of course they did.
okay.
Yeah.
But I guess going in and videotaping would have been the way to go.
Gotta have proof. Because, that's what I hate. I don't think I've ever filled out the report where it's fucking 6 pages long of, you got the bedroom 1, windows, vents, lights, curtains, blinds, all.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. Like, because, what?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I put a check mark there. Like,
We
that's
did,
just
we did that
weird.
with our last house, and then the ending report was it's burnt. That's kind of how ours went.
The report itself was singed on the edges.
We did such a detailed report, and boy, oh boy, we didn't get that deposit back either. Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why y'all are pissed and have this bad outlook on life.
Yeah.
Man.
That one really bit me in the ass there, didn't it?
Yep.
Oh, you were talking about, you said you hadn't watched Akira. And
Yeah,
since you were like
years.
a kid.
Yeah, I was like 16 last time I watched it.
You know what movie I watched? Is it last night? I think last night.
Goosebumps.
No.
Balto.
No. Warmer.
Beethoven.
You'll never get there. The Iron Giant.
Oh, dude. Did you cry?
No, but
It is one of the few times men can cry.
Yeah.
Is at the end of The Iron Giant.
I think I was just tired enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hadn't seen it since I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. But yeah, I did. It was the moment where the giant just says, "I am not a gun."
Yeah. Yeah.
Make you tear up a little bit.
I've only seen that movie once. And I was like, oh, no wonder Vin Diesel got Groot. I was like, shit in this animated film either.
What?
What do you mean?
He
I
was
don't know
the
what
voice of the Iron Giant, and he was the voice
Vin
of Groot.
Diesel was the Iron Giant? Well, what a horrible voice. Okay, the Iron Giant says 17 words in that entire
Exactly.
movie.
Groot says, "I am Groot" 17 times in all those movies.
All right,
17
good joke.
17
Take it back.
variations.
That was good. That was a really good.
May not have been a good one, but it was factually accurate.
Yeah,
Yes.
those are the ones I like.
Yes. Yeah. Low laughs, pinpoint accuracy. You could successfully enter it into Wikipedia. That's
Nice.
That's what you could do. I've only seen Iron Giant once. I don't really remember it at all. I don't know what nostalgia film like I've seen recently.
I watched Iron Giant with Dylan, and Jesus, man, that movie hit me hard. I
Yeah.
was like, God damn.
Yeah.
And I have a niece. I think Rose could tell me it's on her side of the family, but or no, maybe it was Tyler. I don't know. But anyway, deathly afraid of watching the toaster movie,
Oh yeah.
the little toaster or whatever.
What's Beauty and the Beast? What are you talking
No,
about?
no, the Brave Little Toaster.
That was an edited part.
Speaking of candles,
He's fine with the beast, but once it gets around to them goddamn candles and fucking bureaus and shit jumping around, he's fucking freaked the fuck out.
I guess I don't know about the little toaster.
Yeah, the Brave Little Toaster.
I just like to think whenever everything went back over the castle, they were like, "Oh my god!" They just look over there, just fucking, just numbskull, just like, "Governor." They're like, "Oh, that was a toaster." Oh, they should have killed this monster.
Yeah, I guess they didn't have.
There's a beast still in this castle. Get him.
Apparently, in the Brave Little Toaster, there's a
About
scene.
a suicide?
Well, there's a scene where the toaster is hanging by his cord over some water.
Yeah.
And it's like really scary. And
Yeah.
apparently it scared my niece or nephew, whichever one, so bad that like he just deathly afraid of watching that fucking movie
Dude,
for years.
I feel like a
after that.
toaster in the bathtub was top 10 dangers in the 80s or 90s. Like what you were told about to be worried in life. Sharks.
I didn't really.
Not a once did anyone.
Yeah.
My parents never warned me about the
Getting
toaster.
into
Well, they warned me
hide and
about-
seek in a refrigerator was a big one.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
in an
that-
abandoned
those lists.
refrigerator. Because once you got in that fridge, you could not get that door
This
open.
was like the
What a pull. That is
Yeah.
true.
I remember that one.
I think it was when the internet was first invented, and they were like, fucking.
No, I can remember
Yahoo
even before the
made
internet,
some lists.
they would teach us about like electronics in the tub and shit like that. Like don't drop a hair dryer or something in there. But yeah, the toaster in the tub, that was pure D. If you're going to try and kill yourself, don't put a toaster in the fucking tub. It
Yeah.
doesn't work.
I guess it was hair dryer. That's what I'm thinking. Was the warning of like
Yeah.
actually could happen.
And
You would
the
never
funny,
have a toaster near the tub.
the
Just
funny
occurred
part
to me.
about that is it, if very old houses with very old wiring, maybe. But in today's homes, the moment it hits the fucking water, it shorts out. It's going to blow the fucking breaker.
Yes.
It may put enough
It'll
fucking
hurt you.
electricity through to make you shock you,
Yeah.
but it's not going to fucking kill you.
It'll nip you. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
It'll
Mythbusters.
And I'm not telling everyone out there go throw something in the fucking shower and find out if it fucks with you. Okay, I'm just saying.
I am, and that's the agenda I'd like to push today. I'm pro suicide.
I like the refrigerator one. My bad.
No, that was it. That was the whole.
Yeah.
I know. That's just,
Dude,
I'm pro suicide.
it's funny you mentioned it. Most of the internet things that are out there that watch out for this were things that were just urban legends.
Yeah.
Back whenever I was a kid, we didn't have the internet, but that shit circulated word of mouth.
Yeah.
You know, and you would hear all these stories. Like every school had a girl who stuck a hot dog in her twat and it broke off and they couldn't get it out.
Broke off?
Yeah, she was taking a hot dog and putting
Corn
it
dog?
up there and throwing it in herself.
What's breaking?
And the hot dog
Broke.
and it breaks into pieces.
I'm so
I'm not
confused.
talking about a cooked hard hot dog. I'm talking about a fucking. She just took a fucking floppy weenie and stuck it in her.
I don't know why just the term "it broke off" sounds crazy.
That really flabbergasted.
And like every time they would try and reach up in there, grab it, it would just mush because they couldn't pull it out. Yeah, dude, this is the shit that used to pass around, and I've actually seen that one.
Yeah,
on the internet.
Yeah,
you know,
Brazzers.
that's how they broke the stereotype of pussy eating's gay.
Yeah. You might find a hot dog up there.
And that's why fat dudes became so good at it. Exactly.
They used to be the one.
Yeah, that little girl was actually saved by Joey Chestnut.
Oh, God. Why'd you put little?
Yeah.
Well, he was in school. I don't know. All right.
Oh, the day.
Hey, Jack, kill yourself.
The day Joey Chestnut discovered he could do it, and it's the day he molested a middle schooler.
Yeah,
Did y'all see the clip of the SNL? What is the news report segment called?
Weekend
Yeah,
Update.
Weekend
Update.
Update, where Colin said it was like they just passed some law that you're not allowed to have AI produced child pornography.
Yes.
And he goes, and in this new segment, it's called "Hear Me Out." He talks about that. It was just, I don't know. It was great.
Yeah,
It was one of the really.
one of the points he makes is like, wouldn't you rather them have AI generated child porn instead of real child
Yeah.
porn? I
He
mean,
was
maybe
He was like,
you
it's
know.
not real child porn. It's just AI generated images based on thousands of images of real. He's like, oh, okay, now I see the problem with this.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
That's a solid one.
that's the whole thing. I think Jack and I have talked about this before because I think we know our wives. I know my wife's interest, but
Careful.
if you had, so there was a place in Houston, I think, that's already tried this. They opened up a brothel with sex robots, real dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an old story.
Yeah, very old. It was in our first run. So I'm wondering.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. Is it cheating to sleep with a real doll?
I feel like it's a mental thing. That's where you're at mentally.
Yeah.
If you think you're cheating, yeah, you're cheating. But
Well,
if
I
you're
can tell you, my wife is crazy as hell, and it is definitely cheating in her fucking book.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're fucking, it's cheating.
Yeah. I can't
I
remember.
would see that's where you could. That's the intro to a threesome. You suggest.
Yeah.
Let's bring a robot into the
Until
bedroom.
the day they can move like a human and go walk around the room and shit and get weird and shit. Yeah,
haven't seen that little
It's
robot
just
in Austin?
laying there.
You wouldn't fuck that thing.
little robot.
You haven't seen the little clips? So there's some robot they've been letting loose in Austin. I mean, people I'm sure are with it, but it's got like a little cowboy hat on. It's like 3 feet tall. It's walking around. It's funny
I
looking.
did see a clip of that.
I support robots taking over. What the fuck are
Some
we
dude
doing?
fucking
What
a
are we
Boston
doing?
Dynamics dog. That
Yeah.
would be weird.
You
Though,
keep
right?
talking-
Is that
everybody keeps
bestiality at that point? I don't know.
Possibly.
Y'all talk about how fucked we are. All right, we had our run. Let's hand it off. AI and robots. See what they can do.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people predict it's going to be like Wall-E.
Well, that's the problem. I look at those
Hopefully.
people in Wally and I'm like, what a fucking life. Just sitting there being fed entertainment all day, sucking on big gulps and eating whatever little snacks come your way. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's not so bad after all. I don't have to worry about politics. I don't have to worry about anyone's pronouns. I don't have to worry about shit. I just sit in my chair and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't look at it. I just look at it as being controlled. And I'm like, I don't like being controlled.
Nah, you already are.
Not a big fan of authority.
Yeah.
That's what plenty of therapists have told me.
Yeah.
I feel that. I'm with you on that.
I could sit with you for 10 minutes and tell you you're not a big fan of authority, Jack. That's just like the most given thing about you.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it plenty of times.
Yeah.
They would start with Jason saying, "All right, sit down with me for 10 minutes," and you being like, "You can have 5."
Yeah,
Exactly.
fuck you.
Don't tell me what to do.
Wait, what?
And I'm not sitting. I'm going to stand here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outside this 7-Eleven for an hour and a half. And we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Even though I only get a 15-minute break.
Yeah. Oh, the days. Oh, the good old days. Random people coming up to you and trying to discuss things with you.
Yeah.
Dropping hard R slurs, and you're like, just get in your truck and leave.
You remember the blonde girl that used to walk up there back and forth, and she would walk in and buy like $50 worth of tampons and all that shit, and like her dad came in that time and was like, "Hey, and get it, I'm gonna pay for it and all."
Yeah.
Little kind of thin blonde girl, long blonde hair.
Yeah.
So I
As
saw
Dave
her.
Attell would say, those titties weren't retarded.
Well, I saw her one day at a 7-Eleven. It's a different 7-Eleven, and she's walking out, and she gets into a little Ford Ranger, and she looks at me. Ford Ranger.
Ford fucking Ranger.
And she looks at me, and she, "Oh, the other 7-Eleven." She recognized me. I mean, hell, I was up there talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus, y'all live a sad life.
And
Did.
and so, yeah, she had a little truck, and everything was going good. That's been about a year ago.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, saw her again the other day. Don't know where her little Ford Ranger was, but she was back walking up and down Hunter fucking Road again. And dude, I shit you not, about 3 times the size she used to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Was she eating those tampons?
I think
Come on.
I think she ate that Ford fucking Ranger. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my God.
Few too many hot dogs up there.
This keeps snapping off.
Yeah,
on her.
I was just surprised by it, because it's like she was always walking, and I don't know if she got that truck, ballooned her ass up, and now she's back walking again because she's like, "Fuck this."
I'd imagine the other parent died because that was the story.
Yeah.
Is her mom had
Oh, well,
control,
that's sad.
died. Yeah, but then no, what's sad is like he said her dad, but I'm like, what was she just sneaking out every day at fucking 11:30 to get to 7-Eleven by 1:15? Like it's like crazy. We have another local crazy around here that has a situation like that where like basically she just always gets in trouble with the cops because she goes in the store and then all this it's like if she hears ding dong, all of a sudden her Alzheimer's kicks in and she just starts not going crazy but loitering, and people are
You
like,
talking about the hat?
no,
That weird one with the big sun hat? Yeah.
no. There was I saw her one time in a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, you're talking about Shelley Duvall.
Yeah. No, you're in a Mexican restaurant, and she would mutter to herself, and she kept like playing with her wedding ring, and she had 2 drinks in front of her.
Yeah.
And I kept telling Addie, I'm like, yo, I feel bad for this lady. Like, something's going on. She's like, she's just waiting for her husband or whatever. And then we ate the whole entire time, and she just kept looking up at the wall and muttering. So, like, if she's looking at the big set, she'd go like, the big set studio. And then she'd look back, and then she'd do that. And then I was like, I feel so bad for this woman. No one's come for her,
Yeah.
And Addie's like, she's fine. I'm like, yeah, but she just keeps reading this sign. And she's like, and we both look, and there's nothing on the wall. It's like, that lady has something. She's somebody's grandma, and no one's taking care of her. She walked out of the house.
God damn.
And then it was like 3 weeks later, she was arrested for basically at Walgreens. She was just stuck. Like, whatever it was, she just got in this weird little thing.
This town's known for having its like oddball people that are just there. They're ubiquitous throughout the community. There was that one woman, she would ride around on a bicycle all day in a bikini. And she had like this weird colored hair, and it was all spiked out and everything. And she would just ride around on her bicycle singing. And she would ride with no hands on the handlebars most of the time. She'd just be, it's pretty crazy.
You don't ever point it out, though, because there's a guy who's, I wouldn't say crazy, but when we were doing open mics at Valentino's, there was I don't know what he is, and I only say that because I still see him to this day at the pool we go to. But he's either like Indian or Somalian or something like that. But he would walk the square late at night with his twin babies. And it's just like to put them to sleep. Like clearly they're not sleeping or whatever. So he's just walking to try to put them to sleep. And like he would be coming and we'd all just be smoking and like talking shit. And we'd be like, oh, everyone move. And like we'd part the way. He'd walk, hey, you know. And I told him that the last time I saw him, he had like 4 kids at this point. You could tell 2 twins. And I was like, yeah, this is a wild thing to tell you because we've never met, but I remember when like those kids were babies because you would walk the square and we would smoke and then move and we'd try to be polite, and he went, huh? And I was like, how do you not remember that as a core fucking memory for you and your first 2 kids of walking? I'm like, man, whatever, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'll never fucking be vulnerable with a stranger again.
That is the answer of a man with 4 kids.
Fucking human being.
Yeah. Yeah, I see him at the pool now all the time, and he's like, he looks like to be a pretty good dad because he's there every time, and then like all of a sudden 10 pizzas show up and all the kids go berserk, and I'm like, I could never, maybe I couldn't do it, mainly because I'm into sausage and jalapeno pizza, and I'm not going to change for anybody.
Pepperoni for me, pepperoni, jalapeno. Dude, if y'all haven't been to Bricko's, shout out Bricko's. Fuck, dude, it's so good.
We're doing this shit like we have sponsors on this fucking show. Until Bricko's fucking gives me a dime, I'm not saying shit for them.
I'll talk about it just to get me out of that fucking hole I dug. What's Bricko's again?
It's the pizza joint at the outlet mall.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me at the end of that he was going to be like, twins? I don't have twins.
He acted like that. Yeah. Fucking dick.
You're going to be like, you just asked for $1. Like, I remember you.
In fact, I'm not here at all. And he snaps and just fades into a mist.
Yeah. Could have happened. What, at Bricko's, are they in that shitty ass food court?
No, they are. They're right next to the Disney store.
I know where they are. They're in that little corner.
They've got like a whole spot for themselves.
There's
really nice sign,
and then there's that corner right there. Bricko's is in there in that corner.
It is. It's one of the nicer signs.
That sign.
I know. It's just funny. Like if I go past a handrail with Jason, I'm like, someone did that on that handrail. You, of course, would be into signs. Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I look back at Jack and say, "Yeah, that sign that's hanging on that handrail. I bet you Blake made that."
Probably.
And he's super into that. So what do they do special that's different? Because I feel like nowadays, if you're going to be a pizza place, you got to have either some sort of special bread, or maybe what makes you special is it's just generic.
No, it just feels like really good quality ingredients. It's all like hand tossed type of bread, crust, whatever the fuck. I don't know. It kind of reminds. I don't know if y'all ever had Sylvia's.
Yeah, I've had it.
It's similar to Sylvia. I think it's better than Sylvia's.
Yeah.
And I used to love Sylvia's, and it's better than fucking Pie Society, and I fucking love Pie Society. But it's just, I don't know, it's just good fucking pizza. Like, there's no...
go up to Bricko's and try it out.
Nothing special. The only thing special is they make their own jalapeno ranch.
Oh, okay.
And you gotta dip it in jalapeno ranch.
I do not.
You do?
No.
They make you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they drizzle it on there.
Gotcha.
They put a gun next to your head and be like, eat the fucking ranch.
Yeah. I got you.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just good shit. And I talk about it a lot because I've noticed, like, it really is the best pizza I've had. But every time I go, dead.
Oh, well, that
and
makes
sucks.
sense.
It's horrible location.
And Jack, that's been all for Tism Corner. Bricko's Pizza, folks.
Yeah.
If you're autistic, you'll be obsessed.
I feel like I speak about it a lot to people because they're trapped in a corner. too slippery to try to get around.
Maybe that's why I like it, because it's dead and I'll have to deal with people when I go.
They don't mind it when I don't look them in the eyes.
Yeah. I would not drive into that deep part to get food. No way.
I made that mistake on a holiday one time when I first moved here. I went to the Taco Bell over at the outlet mall. And I got stuck there for 4 fucking hours.
Yeah.
It was crazy. One holiday where everybody was off work, and they just swarmed that goddamn place.
Best time to go get a deal for yourself, though. I'll tell you that. Anything you want, head straight to that lid store. That's where I go.
Lids?
Yeah, the bigger lids though, where it's got like apparel and shit.
Yeah.
That's where I got a Texans hoodie that I wore for way too long.
They got a Dallas Cowboys outlet in there.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
It's fucking dope.
I like the something tools.
Yeah, where they sell the
tools.
used
It's
tools, or
basically
not used, but the overages that they
Chinese fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got some brands, but yeah, it's like a Harbor Freight meets an outlet mall.
Yeah. It's basically all the overages that, like, say, Home Depot had. They sell them at rock bottom prices in bulk, and this place buys them and then sells them in their store for cheap as shit. So, like, there's a lot of, like, Ryobi tools and shit like that.
That was literally what was in my brain. Was like, if you like Ryobi, boy, do they got it.
I get into tools. I gotta get into maintenance stuff at work. There's nothing worse than having to fucking do something you have no idea, and then you got to use YouTube, and then you call someone and they go, it's like on the job training. I'm like, re-hooking up a propane tank fuel line is not on the job training, you klutz.
That sounds exciting to me.
I'm kind of wishing that I was with you right now, dude. I love that shit. I could
watching YouTube videos on DIY.
Walk in and just start doing shit.
It'll get fun when that's all I got to do. But I got to do a bunch more. And I'll tell you, I was so genuinely like, I'm so over this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
When I got to this one place, there was a bird's nest of baby birds, and I had to basically call into the office and be like, if anyone comes and fucks with these birds while they're staying here, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, these things are like 3 days old. Yeah. Tell these fucking customers to get the fuck over it or whatever. And so I felt bad.
What a sweetheart.
I know.
Oh, it's so funny. Every time you like just put your phone up to take a picture, they'd just go, bah. Like they couldn't even make noise. They didn't even have lung capacity to do it. But so I'm over there and I'm hooking up this thing for the propane tank, and I'm just sitting there. And it's not working. I just put my head down, and all of a sudden I hear a flap. And I look over, and I don't know, like a 4 or 5 foot snake fell from the fucking ceiling trying to get to this nest.
Yeah.
And it fell and almost like looked over at me like embarrassed. And I just put my head back down like, I gotta fucking get rid of this thing now.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, dude.
That's nature. See,
it was wild though.
I love animals. I'll preface by saying that, but my job was the opposite. Where I remember at the last sign company I was at, I was helping with an install. We had to remove old sign from like the airport or something, and there was a bird's nest with like baby birds in it.
Yeah,
and we just started to take it down and left the bird nest in it, and some chick was walking by and was like, "Oh my god, birds, what are y'all gonna do? How are y'all gonna preserve nature?"
Yeah.
And the dude I was working with was just like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm taking the sign down and we're gonna put a new one up and then we're leaving.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'll take it. There's some shelter in Austin. And I'm like, that's wild. Like, I love nature, but if you think I'm driving to Austin to save a bird,
yeah,
get fucked.
Well, that's what I told them. I told him, you're all on computers.
Yeah.
One thing you can look up is some sort of bird sanctuary that's gonna fucking come get these things. There's a snake sanctuary that does that shit out here. I'm sure there's one for birds. Take the time to research and look it up.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was gonna be like. Sometimes you can hit them with some calls and they're just like, fuck them. Like, it's like always that mentality. I'm like, ain't gonna be fucking with these birds, man. I don't know.
And it depends on the animal. If we're talking pigeons or fucking, I don't know if we have pigeons here, but if we're talking about a basic ass bird, I don't care.
In my backyard.
But if it's like a mockingbird or a fucking bald eagle or something, yeah, I'll go out of my way to help.
Believe it or not, from the beginning of the podcast, I don't discriminate. So I don't want to just kill life before it can even happen.
They have a bird here called the rainbow bunting. And it's a little tiny bird, and it's
Gay?
yeah. It's like it's like the perfect bird for gay people. It has it's red, blue, yellow, green.
Yaps
it has
a lot.
these colors. Yeah. Tweets lesbians. But yeah, and if they eat at my bird feeder all the time out there, and if something else comes up, like if the pigeons come up and start fucking with them, I'll run out there and smack a fucking pigeon away in a heartbeat.
Oh, I'll fuck a pigeon up.
Because we have cardinals too.
You don't even
and
have
I
to
don't
do
let
anything
anyone-
wrong.
Looks like Joe Pesci in Home Alone 2. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Well, they're like the rats of birds, you know. Ugh. They're disgusting creatures.
I guess all birds are at the end of the day.
No, not the rainbow bunting.
It carries disease like anything else.
And my cardinals.
you need prep before you touch that rainbow bunting.
Yeah,
I'll tell
that's
you
true.
that. Yeah, the disease on that one.
We had a roadrunner out here. It was fucking hilarious. It was running up and down our road. Meep, meep, you know.
Those things rock when they get spooked enough to use their wings.
Yeah.
Because they just flap out and they're not. I mean, they're gliding.
Yeah.
But they're also only gliding about 2 foot off
I
the
don't know
ground.
that I've seen a roadrunner in person.
They roll.
Around here?
Oh yeah, I've got several of them live out here.
Yeah.
They're very cool to look at, and then what is hilarious is you're like, I can see how you came up with a cartoon version of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that almost nails it.
Yep.
They probably got scared off by the kid down the road running a lemonade stand. You see that?
Yeah, Rambo's refreshments. Yep.
Call in, report it.
Did you? Is that why I didn't see it anymore?
Gonna.
He's got a banner made and everything.
Yeah.
A fucking huge banner. It's
He's too far off the road. You didn't see him?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's 20 feet. It's safe.
He's been
But he's like behind the tree.
You know
the
what he
last
needs?
couple of days he's been right
Sign.
next to
A
the road.
sign.
Yeah. The last couple of days he's been right next to the road. I bet you something happened. His mom was told, you need to back the fuck up.
She pointed across the street to the other side and says, "You want us to put up one of those in our yard?"
It's almost exactly adjacent to that fucking house.
Yeah.
Well, I did see 2 kids walking down the street, and from way far away, the kid started waving at me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, buddy, you can't
did you
do
wave?
this in this world. Huh?
Did you wave?
As I got closer, but I wasn't in the car going, hey, howdy, little one. Would you like a cigarette?
They waved to me. They waved to me, and what threw me off was they fucking walked 10 feet away from the road, and I was on the opposite side. Like I'll move over. It's a nice, quiet, slow neighborhood, so I moved over. But I was like, man, fucking pussies. The way they scooted off the road.
Oh, I gotcha. I was like, for selling lemonade?
No, I don't think they were, unless they were knocking on doors, helping promote. I don't know if they were attached, or they maybe were just going to get their lemonade.
I was at a Wimberley at a house, and I pulled up, and I was grabbing all this like equipment out, and the housekeeping was coming out, and as she did, 3 kids were in the yard, like just out of nowhere. I'm like, man. And I go check what I needed to. I go back to grab the right thing I needed, and this kid goes, "I know you." And I go, "Do you now?" He goes, "You're Jacob's dad." And I go, I am Jacob's dad. I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "I'm PJ," whatever his name was. I was like, "Right on, PJ." He was like, "You want to buy some lemonade?" I was like, "I'm too busy to get any lemonade from you, PJ. Get out of here." I was like, "This is private property."
You have some of the most like adult-like children in your neighborhood. Like, I know you. You're why, Mr. Neal, how are you doing today? Would you like some lemonade? And then what was the Alistair? Was that his name?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. They
kid lives across the street.
Yeah. I used to come in here all the time. I'm fine. I know where things are. I'm good.
I want to point out that you rode into your job to protect a bird, and then you just shit on some kid.
Well, what I love is just talking.
That kid was an authority figure.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah. I love talking to kids like they're adults and just like almost just not crazy off the wall shit, but almost just seeing how they'll handle it. Like, hey man, this is private property. You got to go. It's just like, okay.
That's the skater in you. That's why you...
The private property part?
Yeah.
I hate that I've become that. Mm-hmm. I hate it. No, I don't know. I really do. When it comes to kids around 7, 8 years old, I'm just like, their personalities are just so funny. They really will. They'll hit you with anything. All the cliches are true.
You seem like the type that at some point you've probably said, if you get hurt, then you could sue.
Oh, no. I did become the dad the other day for the neighbor kid where I was like, I don't know what you want me to tell me. This is my house, so if you don't like it, you can go on.
Nice.
Jacob, like 10 minutes later, comes in. He was like, hey, when you said he could go on, did you mean like now or forever? And I went, just now. And he goes, okay. And he opens the door. He goes, Alistair, he just said for now. Hour later. Knock, knock, knock. Can I come back inside? I'm like, yeah, you can.
Come on.
Yeah. It was so funny, though, because we live in such close proximity. I'm sure our neighbors around are like, first couple times, probably adorable. The last couple was just like, oh, my God.
Nice. The way Alistair is, I mean, I just like want to treat him like it's the 20s. Hey, come on in, Alistair. I like the cut of your jib, boy. Let's go talk business. You know?
He's definitely grown on me, but there were some times where I was like, oh, my God. Like, this kid doesn't fit it. It doesn't matter what you give him to eat.
Yeah.
He's only going to eat half of it. If you gave him half a Tic Tac, you'd be like, why is there a small pebble on it? God, how do you chew it? Like,
would you like this quarter of a Tic Tac back?
I'm going to pocket it for later.
Yeah, he kind of has that. I could see him talking like his moxie some days, but some days it's a lot when he comes home.
Name's Alistair. What's your name?
And again, every cliche again is true. The minute the baby gets down, wham! Come on, Alistair, let's go to. She's like, shut up! No.
Oh yeah.
Had to finally get on to Jacob the other day because he started not like full out punching the wall.
Yeah.
I just saw it starting to happen. And I was like, oh, got to curb this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I had to forgot how I broke it down to him, but I was like, you know why? I know this is your room in the house, but you know why you're not going to put a hole in the wall? And he goes, because it's your house. I go, no. It's not even my house. You live in someone else's house. Do you understand me? And I didn't do a video walkthrough, but I sure know he knows there wasn't a hole in the goddamn wall.
Yeah.
Because your stuffed animal got ripped.
That's like the new age dad. I'm like, this is my house. And we're like, no, this isn't even my house. This is somebody else's house. That's great.
Yeah. This is Clint and Monica's house. And they were real nice to let us live here after we burnt down the neighbor house.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because you have your kids 7 years apart. Mm-hmm. And you've got 3 of them. And so you're going through, like, we were talking about last night how the youngest one, Brody, he's doing new things every day, and you're just seeing this human become a human.
Yes.
You know? And then, like, Jacob, learning these little things like that, how to function in the world around him.
Yeah.
But then, like, Skylar also, he's about to hit a place where, and he may already be there, because I know Dylan hit it fairly, close to his age, where he starts learning that, this happens in this house because my dad and my mom go to work and they earn money. The things that you just as a kid thought magically appear.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that costs cash.
Yeah.
And that's, it's amazing to watch those steps up that they take.
He's for sure learning because he wants a car, but he wants like not old muscle car, but he just wants an older car. And I keep telling him, I'm like, well, we're not the family that just goes and buys cars. Well, look at mine. Like, yes, I have 2, but if you put them both together, the resale is, I don't know, about $25. It's nothing, right?
Basically, your car was a piece of shit 10 years ago.
Nailed it. But I keep telling him, I'm like, yo, man, you gotta go get a job and put some money towards getting a car, and then maybe I can help. You know, I would love to be able to do it, but I can't. Yeah.
He needs a 1996 Mazda Miata.
Okay.
That's it.
You selling one?
No, but that's something he could save up for. He could fucking fix up. It's a perfect car.
Well, that's what
they are pretty cheap to work on too.
He just wants that. I don't know if he wants to be able to fix it himself. Although he's heard me plenty of times.
We could like customize it or something. It's like a Lego, basically.
Yeah,
that's how Miatas are.
He just likes he. I don't know. You wouldn't have thought he'd be the one to like kind of older cars, but yeah, he's super into older cars. But I don't know. It's something about I guess the generation, man. They don't give a shit about possibly getting their license at 16.
They don't. It's crazy.
And I'm like,
they probably see that how we see like houses or retirement. How like we see the struggle of the generation before us. Maybe they see like just the overrun of cars and.
I think they're calling our bluff on being like, "What, you gonna make me walk to school?"
Yeah.
I'll do this shit till I'm fucking 25.
They're so used to Ubers that they're just like, that's part of life.
That's gonna be the fun one where I'm like, no, I don't care how old you are, I'm not gonna let you get in a stranger's car. Not in this house. Although we did do it with Dylan. I guess Dylan, I just custom got a Uber through Dylan. Yeah. I was gonna set it up through Uber, and then I was like, I just hit him off to the side.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only delivered groceries, not people.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Dylan, it was going to work.
Dylan come home with some killer stories some nights about the people that he's driving around.
I can imagine picking up people at night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, though, he's gotten to the point now where he doesn't. He's figured out he can make just as much money if he goes like mid-afternoon into the early part of the night as he does staying out late and doing all that. Because he was starting to get into some rougher characters that were wanting to get rides around places and shit.
Yeah. That's when I finally put like a foot down with Addie, which wasn't hard to do this with, but it was something like 3 drunk dudes got in her car, and she was like, oh, you can't bring beers in my car. And they're like, we'll do whatever the fuck we want in your car, bitch. And I was like, you ain't ever going out again.
Park. Yeah. All that.
Well, no, she was like, yeah, I just drove them. I'm like, well, you just did your last Uber. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of other part-time shit if you want to make money, but doing that is crazy.
Because I'd hate to have to go fuck up 3 college kids or being assholes.
Yeah.
They should probably kill themselves.
That's right.
Just reminding you guys, suicide is an option.
And on that callback, remember, folks, it is about that time. I've actually got shit to announce. I'm going to be at the Deco Ballroom in October. I've got another show here in town on the 11th, and then another show coming up at the end of the month. Nice. For all times and everything and flyers when I get them. Jason_Johnson Comedy on Instagram.
Nice.
And so yeah, I got some stuff going. Anything?
I'm going to the mall to dress trans people here in a little bit.
Awesome.
We'll put that out later.
Doing what?
Grab some Bricko's pizza while you're there.
Yeah. That's what that's all I cared about. I don't know. I bombed at the open mic last night.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Well, remember everybody, till next time, love each other. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.